These 12 manual transmission habits don't explode a gearbox in one day. They nibble away, one lazy shift, one hot launch, one sloppy park, until synchros grind, the clutch smells cooked, and third starts playing hard to get. You don't need race parts to make a manual last, you need better routines. One mistake can wear a throughout bearing in months. Another pits gears while you think you're saving the clutch. Learn the traps, swap the habits, and your shifter stays crisp for years. We'll start with the quietest clutch killer in city traffic, then end with the cold morning mistake that punishes every gearbox. Habit number 12, riding the clutch at lights and low speeds. Half-pressed pedals keep the pressure plate hovering and the disc slipping. That makes heat, glazes friction, and prints hot spots on the flywheel. The car still creeps, so it feels harmless, until engagement turns chattery and the bite fades. At stops, neutral, clutch fully out. In slow traffic, short, clean engagements, then let idle carry you. Feet live on the dead pedal, not the clutch. Break this reflex and you remove most commute feet. Think you're gentle already? The next habit looks polite and still eats parts. Habit number 11, parking a foot on the clutch and a hand on the shifter. A late foot preloads the release system, spinning the throwout bearing when it should rest. A parked hand adds side load into forks and detents, machining them with your weight. Between shifts, 2 hands on the wheel, left foot parked. The lever and bearing should feel force only during the shift. This costs nothing and adds life. If that seems picky, brace for the loud habit that shatters mounts when grip is high and your wallet feels it later. Habit number 10, dumping the clutch on hard launches. Sidestepping the pedal at high RPM shocks gears, axles, and mounts. More traction just moves the failure point. Instead, roll in throttle as the clutch meets, matching RPM to grip so torque flows, not detonates. A brief controlled slip is fine. An on-off drop hammers everything. Save clutch drops for track cars with budgets. Street drivetrains live longer on smooth torque. The next habit abuses the rolling part while trying to spare the brakes. Habit number 9, using heavy engine braking for normal stops. Downshifting through every gear to slow loads synchros and gear faces that aren't your brakes. Pads are cheap friction designed to die. Synchros aren't. Use brakes to lose speed and downshift only to land in the right gear. Reserve firm engine braking for descents where it prevents fade. Overdo it and you buy synchros early. If downshifts still feel notchy when you brake first, the cure lives in your right foot. Rev matching. Habit number 8, skipping the rev match on downshifts. Drop a gear without a bip and the clutch must spin the engine up. That adds wear and upsets balance. Bip to raise RPM to the target gear speed, then release smoothly. Practice straight. Clutch in, bip, select gear, clutch out. For heel toe, stabilize brake pressure first, then tap throttle. When revs meet, the zip sips. If you prefer double clutching to help tired synchros, do it correctly or you'll do nothing at all. Habit number 7, double clutching wrong and rushing neutral. Double clutching works only if you pause in neutral and match both sides. Sequence: clutch in, neutral, clutch out, blip to match shaft speed, clutch in, select gear. Skipping the neutral pause while blipping accomplishes nothing. Done correctly, it lightens synchro work and smooths old boxes. Done badly, it grinds parts. Slow the rhythm until it clicks, then build pace. Whether you double clutch or not, your clutch won't survive if you keep making the next hill mistake. Habit number 6, holding the car on a hill with the clutch. Slipping the disc to hover on an incline cooks it fast. Use a handbrake start. Engage the lever, find the bite, add throttle, release the brake as the clutch grabs. Many cars' hill hold will time the release for you. Master this and uphill launches become clean and cool. Literally. No more hot lining smell at the top of every ramp. If hills aren't your issue, highways might be, where the next habit quietly shakes the drivetrain while saving gas. Habit number 5, loving the engine in a tall gear. Low RPM under heavy throttle pounds bearings, rattles the gear train, and invites knock the ECU must fight. It feels efficient, it isn't. Downshift and keep the engine in its happy torque band so the drivetrain stops shuddering. You'll often burn the same or less fuel because the engine breathes properly. Worried about too many shifts? Wandering, lazy shifts do more harm than selecting the right gear quickly. The next habit fixes that pattern.
Habit number 4, wandering diagonally through the gear.
Dragging the lever across the pattern forces side load into forks and chews bushings. Manuals have planes, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. Move straight up or down within a plane.
Let the centering spring guide the sideways move at neutral. Use a firm, precise hand, and when cold oil slows synchros, add a beat in neutral. Precision beats force. If shifts still crunch, the culprit may be timing. Your left foot is releasing before the gear is home. Habit number 3. Letting the clutch out before the gear is engaged. Releasing the pedal while dog teeth are still aligning turns a tiny notch into a grind. Finish the shift, then release in one smooth move. During spirited driving, add a small throttle lift to unload the gear set. In daily traffic, a calm cadence keeps everything square. Muscle memory here is cheap insurance. Even perfect timing fails if the oil is tired and the linkage feels like oatmeal. Maintenance matters. Habit number 2. Treating fluid and bushings as lifetime. Heat and shear wear out additives. Brass synchros love fresh, correct spec oil. Change on schedule, sooner if you tow or track. Replace sloppy shifter bushings and tired mounts so the lever points the gear cleanly and the drivetrain stops twisting away. There's one last habit that punishes manuals in cold climates. Physics doesn't care how smooth you are at 5 a.m.
Habit number 1, driving it hard before it's warm. Cold oil is thick, synchros are lazy, and clearances are tight. Hammering shifts out of the driveway scuffs parts you'll pay for later. Give it a few gentle minutes. Light throttle, clean rev matches, longer pauses between gears. As the oil warms, everything speeds up with less wear. Think of it like warming hands before playing an instrument. Treat the first miles as rehearsal, then perform. With the don'ts clear, here's how to rewire habits fast so the fixes actually stick. How to rewire these habits fast. Build a short ritual. Warm gently, brake to slow, blip to downshift, pause to engage, release cleanly. Use the handbrake on hills, stay in the torque band, and park your left foot and shifter when they aren't working. Change fluid on schedule and refresh bushings early. Track a week of drives, focusing on one habit each day. Deliberate practice turns smooth shifts into muscle memory. 2 sessions are enough to feel the difference. If the car already feels grumpy, triage now before noises become bills. Quick diagnostics that save money. Vibration under load at low RPM. Stop lugging and inspect engine and transmounts. Crunch into second when cold. Slow your cadence and switch to the correct spec oil. If allowed, use a winter-friendly viscosity. Engagement point creeping high. Inspect clutch wear and bleed or replace hydraulics. Sloppy lever, bushings, and linkage parts are cheap and transform feel. Hot lining smell after a hill start. Practice the brake hold until it disappears. Catch these early and you avoid synchro shopping. Manual transmissions reward skill and punish slop. None of these 12 habits will explode a gearbox tomorrow. Together, they'll age it fast. Drop the clutch ride, park your hand, launch smoothly, brake with brakes, rev match downshifts, double clutch correctly if you must, use the handbrake on hills, keep the engine out of lug, guide the lever straight, time the release, service fluid and bushings, and go easy when it's cold. Do that and your gearbox pays you back the quiet way, by engaging cleanly, shifting crisply, and disappearing so all you notice is the road. Practice makes permanence. Smooth inputs preserve parts and daily joy.